How can you make the right decisions? Is there even something like right or wrong decisions? How am I making decisions? Let's dive into today's episode, which will blow your mind. Welcome to the podcast, Manifesting Big Money Fast. My name is Jeanine Hurd. I am so excited that you found this podcast or that you're tuning in to another episode. This podcast is all about manifestation, big money, energetics, spirituality, how it's all connected, and most importantly, how you can increase your bank account right now. So let's dive in today's episode. Beautiful souls, welcome back to another episode. I am really excited about today's topic. It is something that's always popping up in my world. People believe, clients believe there are right or wrong decisions. There is something, like right or wrong. And then they get in their head a lot as I'm like, maybe even doing tools like, let me do a pro and con list. If I do this, what's good about it? What can happen? Or my favorite part, when we talk about decision making, people say, okay, just contemplate. What is the worst thing that can happen if you would do this now? And maybe you're a little bit like me. I listened always and then I thought, okay, now I've contemplated the worst thing that can happen. So what? Now what? And it never really helped me. And I just came to the conclusion till today that there are no right or wrong decisions, good or bad decisions. I deeply believe that the moment I decide for something or against something, I am the one that's making it a success story. So sometimes people ask me, not so often anymore, but in the past, quite often, can you tell me, I'm unsure if I should invest in one of your programs or not. Maybe you've heard this. And then I always think it's so interesting. And you think I should be making this decision for you now? No, it's not going to happen. And I just always back then sent a heart and never made a decision. Because it's one thing, we have to make our own decisions. And there are always consequences for our actions. Or also when we don't make a decision. That also has consequences because things are not moving. Things are not moving. And very often people think, I'm like, okay, I'm not moving, but I want the universe to move. But it cannot work because input equals output. And people often ask me like, why is it that you make fast decisions? First of all, I love the frequency of fast. And I deeply understand in the manifestation process, input equals output. So when I'm making fast decisions and afterwards aligning with I'm all in, I'm here to make this a wild success story. This is what's happening. And I also know when I'm making slower decisions, in my experience, I've also received slower results. So if it's important to me, I make fast decisions because I desire results fast. It doesn't have to be like this, but contemplate from an energetical point. So I'm the universe. It's my favorite part. This podcast. Sometimes I just can be the universe. So here I am receiving all the orders from people, from their desires. And there's your order. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. Okay. I'm working on your order and I'm sending you your delivery. So now you're having your delivery, but you're not opening the door. You're not accepting the package. You're not picking up the package from the post office. Guess what's happening? It's being returned to sender. That's me, the universe. And why should I keep sending you things over and over and over again if you don't accept them? Like imagine how often is Amazon gonna send you a package to an address where the package is always being returned to sender because the address doesn't exist or the package is not being picked up. I think there comes a point at which Amazon is going to reach out and say, I'm like, hey, something's off with your address. Can you please update your address? And then once you've updated your address, you receive the deliveries and everything continues. It's forgotten what has happened in the past. It kind of reminds me, maybe a better example, because I just had to do this. One of my credit cards received the expiration date. So I received a notification, got to update your credit card. The payment didn't go through. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Payment didn't go through. Till I saw, oh, it said credit card expired. So I've updated my credit card information. Payment did go through, and now it's running smoothly again. Like the provider doesn't care anymore that I had a delayed payment or return payment once. It's updated, it's back to normal. And this is the same that's true in the manifestation process. You ask for something, you receive it, your delivery, you have to accept it. And this is a decision. Are you accepting your deliveries? Because if you say no, and this is happening over and over again, there comes a point where nothing, or not nothing, but the same gifts, desires you're asking for are not being delivered. Maybe you're asking for more clients in your business, and the universe is sending you most likely not more clients, but what you are receiving is more creative ideas for an offer, for a special price. I don't know, whatever it could be. Going out and having ice cream. All of a sudden you're meeting someone and you're selling your programs while having ice cream. I don't know. It could be so many things. But in your head, maybe you're like, this is not how I want it. Here's the little baby. Dear universe, don't like this order I've received. I told you, I want 10 more clients and I want them now by 6 o'clock tonight. And now it's 6:05. I'm not listening to you anymore. You suck. This is how we talk to the universe. And the universe is like, okay, so I guess you're not receiving my present. No, it's not sent in the way I want it to be. And there comes then a point, if we do this over and over again, that the universe keeps sending you different presents, the ones which you are accepting. I'm repeating this. There comes a point the universe sends you the things you are accepting. And for most people, what they are accepting is having not more than enough clients, having not more than enough money, believing in financial drama, financial difficulties, in the hard way, in the hard struggle, in the slow way. All your belief sets, what you believe, is where you are consistent in your energy. This is just my translation of a belief. It's a consistent energy stream. And that stream is receiving like crazy. So for this episode, my goal really is for you to understand that there are no right or wrong decisions. With every decision we make, can you align with it and say, like, yes, made this decision. How can this now become my wildest success story? For instance, I told you earlier, it was in the last episode, I was sharing some personal things. We're at a hotel in Portugal, and for a very long time, I didn't like the food at the hotel so much. I like the hotel, but not the food. And I asked myself, how can I, because I made this decision, now I'm here, and I also didn't feel like leaving or looking for a different place now. I've done this in the past, but this time I didn't feel this option. So I've asked myself, how can this become a wild success story? And I found amazing places where I'm getting my food from. But instead of like, oh my gosh, the food sucks so much at this hotel, yeah, blah, 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 I'm not riding this wave. I'm asking myself, how can I make this a wild success story? And this is, I own full responsibility for the decisions I make. And people often ask me, how was it possible financially that you received so much? Because every investment I made, no matter the amount, first of all, I saw it as an investment in myself and in the future. I only had the belief I was energetically only able or open for receiving the investment back during the period of the mentorship. And second, I aligned with this investment. How can this become my wildest success story? And this is the only thing I ask the universe, and that's what I've received over and over and over again. So I want you to reflect in your life, in your vision, in your business. Are there any decisions that are coming up where you kind of, if I would ask you, are there any decisions you regret in your life? If it's no, beautiful. If it's a yes, I want you to ask yourself, what is it exactly that I regret? And once you've received this answer, now ask yourself, how can I make this my wildest success story? Because also what happens, sometimes we make decisions and there is a part that we regret. And then we are stuck in there, in the story of I regret. And we have to move. We have to move from this. We have to move the energy, because otherwise we're always energetically in the statement of nothing's flowing. I'm blocking the flow. And once you block the flow, it's kind of like a river. Imagine a river being blocked. It blocks everything that's in the river. It's not only the water. There's so much more that's being blocked. This is true for us. This is true when we have energetic blockages in our body. It's not only the body part that might hurt. It is a complete energy stream you're blocking in your body. And that's massive. This is my deepest understanding for manifesting big money fast, or the frequencies of a big and fast, is really how much more can we use our body to help us. Because very often it's like the body saying, no, I'm tired, not working out. But it's like, okay, how can you actually dictate the body to help you and support you on your journey? And that's a whole different story. All of a sudden we're talking about manifestation and money, but it's all connected. Now we're adding the health part, your body, and how to use that for you, for your community, and for the world. Always remember, all decisions you're making are always perfect for whatever you have to learn. Don't regret anything. Always ask yourself after you've made a decision, how can this become now my wildest success story? I love you. You've got this. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast Manifesting Big Money Fast. I've got 3 very important announcements for you. First, if you like what you're listening, make sure you leave some gratitude, leave a review, share the podcast. Second, if you love what you're listening to and you want more of that, there is a VIP version available. That means you will have access to 3 podcast episodes every single week. Simply check out the store, courses.richandhappiness.com, or the link in the show notes. And lastly, there are always monthly money activations happening around the new moon and full moon. If that is something you're interested, check out the store for the next money activation. I love you, and I can't wait to see your beautiful face soon again.